Let's take a duplex. I'm gonna live in one side and I'm gonna rent one side. Oh, fucking genius, genius. No, that's remedial math.
It's the best thing I ever did.
Tom here, FlipAnything USA. Got so many things to share with you guys. So many that are important. I don't want to jump all over the place. In fact, I'm sitting here trying to remember, why was I doing this? I'm sure it was frustrated at us. Now I kind of remember. It was fake gurus and ridiculous house hacks. These different hacks. That's what they are. They're hacks. A lot of the guys that fucking teach this shit are hacks, okay? So listen, if you're a millennial or a Gen Xer, hang out and listen. If you're 40 years old and you're not already a millionaire, you better listen. Look, I've been doing this shit for 40 years. I've made a ton of money, and it's mostly common sense, but it's a lot of experience. Look, I have a mentorship. Mentorship meaning I don't throw you a bag of paper. Ah, fuck, I ain't even gonna talk about it. Anyhow, let's talk about the stupid shit that I see, or as I perceive it. You've got guys saying, I even had a student tell me, well, I was gonna do a hack that I learned from, I won't name him, because he's a nice guy, but I'm gonna get a duplex. And I wanted to get a duplex. I'm gonna live in half. I'm gonna do a hack. That's a hack? You call that a hack? Oh, let's take a duplex. I'm gonna live in one side and I'm gonna rent one side. Oh, fucking genius, genius. No, that's remedial math. That will not get you rich. And don't be impressed by such a ridiculous thing. Listen, this is nothing new. Even back in the 80s when I started, that's the general thinking and that sort of thing. But that's not how you get rich. All right, so let's talk about genuine true hack, okay? I'm gonna explain to you how I started. I'm not even gonna talk about my first deal because it really isn't the norm. But I'm gonna talk about other deals. Here's a house hack for you, okay? Or here's a real estate hack, if that's what you guys wanna call it. Go find the cheapest place you can possibly rent, okay? Especially you single guys. The cheapest place you can possibly rent and fucking rent it and live in it. And then go save your money, save that money, and go look. Get my book. That's a no-brainer. But forget it. Just say you don't even know my book. Get a place, live as cheaply as you can, rent as cheaply as you can, and I don't care if it's in a garage or behind somebody's place, as long as it's comfortable, you got a shower and that sort of thing. Listen, then go find a house, buy it under market, or a duplex, or a quad, or an apartment building, or a commercial building. I bought all that kinds of stuff. Everything I buy, guess what? You know what they all have in common? I buy them under market. Back to the basic hack for you guys. Live as cheaply as you can. I lived in a trailer for 125 bucks a month that was on a lot surrounded by tractors, and I had a jacuzzi sitting next to it that I bought, 1,800 bucks. It was worth more than the trailer I lived in. Guess what? My overhead was low. I was buying and selling houses and making a lot of money on the way. And I'm talking back in the 80s. I'm making 7 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand. It's a lot of money. People think it's a lot of money now. It's 3 times that much back then. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know, it's just like a hotel. I've stayed at some really nice hotels, you know, really, really nice, you know, where they got a piano bar and everybody is either a newlywed or they're nearly dead. Boring as fuck. I would always stay in like a 3-star hotel. And even then, we get 2 rooms next to each other. Listen, you are young. It doesn't matter where you live, okay? You shouldn't be spending time at home, just like on a vacation. We're not sitting in our room. We're on the beach. We're out having fun. We're doing stuff. This is just a place to come back and crash. Unless we want a kitchen, or sometimes I rent a beach house in Manhattan Beach. That's awesome. You know, maybe $1,000, $1,500 a day. That's a different experience. And that's now. That's me being rich now. But I'm talking about starting. Get a place to live. Rent from somebody else that rents it too cheap. That's the same as making a deal and making money on a piece of real estate that they sell too cheap, except it's somebody that's renting too cheap. Rent a place under market, stay in there, and while you're renting that place, go find a real deal that you can turn and burn and put a lot of money in your pocket. I did that over and over. I didn't live in the first 5 houses that I bought, even more than that actually. I mean, I bought commercial buildings and other stuff. I did some assignments, you know, and this wholesale stuff. Listen, wholesalers have ruined what I call assignments. What I call assignments, I've been doing, made $20,000 on my first one. The way I do it isn't nothing like anybody else out there. And they've almost ruined the term. But see, it's these catchy words like wholesale. Ooh, sounds like you're getting it cheap. Oh, hack. Ooh, it sounds like you're getting a great deal. Listen, you're getting regurgitated old advice that really doesn't get you very far. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna share for you right now. Keep your overhead low. rent something dirt cheap. You don't belong sitting in your room in your house. That's single people, right? But even if you're married, got a kid or whatever, live below your means, but get as good a deal as you possibly can. Believe me, you'll find somebody that'll give you a good deal. If you're a decent housekeeper and you take care of your property, that goes a long ways with landlords. Live super cheap, hunker down. We're going into a recession. We're in a recession, and it's gonna get worse. Interest rates are going up. Been in a recession before. The difference is the recessions in the 80s, and if you want to call 2008, 2009 a recession, fine. But the difference is we're going down the tubes, and while we're going down the tubes, interest rates are going up. That's a big difference. The good news is if you use your head, you can make a lot of money. You can make a lot of money at this time, but you got to be prepared for the crash. I tell my students, dress for the crash. Everybody dress for the crash. Thanks for letting me rant. More to be shared. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Listen, I take my time out to do this from 40 years experience, and I got people that watch and don't subscribe. I got people that watch and they don't like. I'm not even going to tell you how I really feel about you, but it takes a second. But you're going to miss out on some fantastic information if you don't stay close. See you later. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.
Yo, stop and listen. Time is on a mission to eliminate all of the snake oil and the fake gurus that fake y'all. He'll show you how to build an empire, starting with nothing but a desire. All you really need is a good mentor, not a used car bullshit. With time, you'll learn to crush it. Investing like Warren Buffett. With real estate, you cannot procrastinate. Everyone who hesitates is left at the starting gate. Hey, yo, so don't delay and join today. The mentorship and flip anything. USA, go.